when we think of planting a seed in a garden, you have to look after it, you have to water it, you have to really, make sure you weed around it and take out the stuff that's going to grow over it. You have to really nurture that seed until it blossoms into a flower.
Hi everyone, welcome to Insights for Positive Change. And this is where I get to chat with some of my connections in the counselling and coaching world, where we hope to share some helpful tips and strategies to help people move forward in their personal healing journey or even their personal growth journey. So this is my second interview and I'm really excited to welcome my guest, Nico Cooke-Davies. How are you?
I'm really well. Thank you so much, Sonia. And thank you for getting my name right. So many people say Davies, Cook, and all sorts of things. So I love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Well, I'm glad I kind of got it right. I sort of paused there for a minute. But anyway, so Nico, I'd love you to just share a little bit about yourself, what you do for work, and why you love to do what you do.
Oh, thank you. Gosh, there's nothing I love talking about more than what I do, which is I'm a confidence coach and I work with women, especially stressed, overwhelmed women, and help them tap into their inner resources so that they actually start to blossom and shine and that makes such a big difference to themselves and their families and everywhere they go. There's a huge ripple effect. I used to be a swim teacher, so I talk about the ripple effect wherever I go. So I love that that's my tagline, love the ripple effect.
Yeah, that's great. I love that too, that, when we grow in maybe one area in our confidence, that it does spill out into other areas.
Exactly.
And I've actually seen some of the evidence of the work that you've done with people, and I've really seen that difference in their personal growth journey in growing in confidence. But when we were putting this together, I wanted to have a creative title. I didn't want it just to be called How to Grow in Confidence. Even that's kind of what we're talking about. But you chose the topic heading title as Seeds of Confidence. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. So do you want to just explain, what seeds of confidence mean and, share a little bit about that?
Well, thank you. I chose that because, I love gardening. And I don't know whether or not you're a gardener as well, but I equate confidence to being something that develops. And when we think of planting a seed in a garden, you have to look after it, you have to water it, you have to really, make sure you weed around it and take out the stuff that's going to grow over it. You have to really nurture that seed until it blossoms into a flower. And one of my early coaches in the last sort of probably about 4 years ago, said to me, he used the analogy of bamboo. And he said, you see a clump of bamboo on the side of a street or in somebody's garden. Now, what you don't know is that bamboo sends down its roots for the first 7 years, and then it starts sprouting. So I think that when we think of confidence, if we can think of planting a seed and allowing that to grow, allowing it to develop roots, that is really going to help people understand why sometimes it takes a bit of time. It's not an overnight fix. It's not as if somebody waves a magic wand and you can say, wow, I'm confident now. It takes a lot of time. It's like, when was something? How about riding a bicycle, for example? When you first start riding a bicycle, and there's that terrible fear, I can remember it, I don't know about you, of falling over, because it happened so many times. I fell, I crashed onto the ground, I got bruised and grazed, and I got up and I tried again. Somebody would hold, my dad would hold the back of the bicycle or something. And then that day comes, that magic day, when you sort of say, it's all right, I've got it now. I'm all right, Dad, you can let go. And he said, this voice from behind me said, I've let go ages ago, you're on your own. Of which, of course, I fell off. But, it takes time to develop the confidence is really where I'm going from.
Yeah, that's great. I love that idea of that, as we, take little steps towards things or try things, that gradually our confidence grows in that particular activity or whatever we're wanting to achieve, to do. And also, I was thinking about the seeds of confidence and how in some ways they're kind of lying dormant within us as well.
Yes.
And that idea of watering those seeds and, then sprouting roots and all of that. And just growing and flourishing as we, try things and step out.
Yeah. And I think as children, we're much more keen to try something new. And as adults, we become a little bit more reticent, and we hold ourselves back from trying something that we haven't tried before. Because by the time we get to an adult, we've learned so many things about, oh gosh, we failed at something. Oh gosh, I did that wrong. There's so much negativity that we learn as we're growing up, that's what totally changes it for an adult. Negativity travels 8 times faster than positivity. And so helping an adult reclaim their confidence really is what I do. Because it used to be there. As you say, it's dormant.
Yeah, and that's so true. And as adults, of course, we've experienced the knocks of life.
Yes.
Circumstances have come against us, or people have come against us, and our confidence has been shot. And it's like you said, we need to gain some level of control back over our own lives and do what we can to regain our, sense of who we are. And so I would just love you to maybe let people know that are watching, what do you believe are some, simple steps that people can take towards watering those seeds of confidence?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the first things to do is to find something that you really love, that is a bit of a passion. And I've been so fortunate in my life. I've had so many little, sort of offshoots of passion that I've been able to really nurture and develop confidence in that way. So finding something that you really want to get good at is the best thing, because then that's going to give you the motivation. It's going to give them the incentive to push through the hard times, because there are going to be some challenges, there are going to be some trips in the pathway, as it were, to becoming really skilled in a certain area, because I really truly believe it's skill that gives us confidence, whether it's skill in looking after your garden, says me looking out the window here, or whether it's skill in public speaking, or skill in cooking, or skill in maybe even ironing. There are some, you may look like that, but there are some people who love to iron.
Here.
And having these skills, they may have a skill of being really neat and tidy, and that is a wonderful skill to have when other people might say, my God, how do you keep yourself so neat and tidy? Because their life is chaos. So everybody's going to have something, and that they can nurture, that they can develop, that they can water to develop a skill.
Yeah, so it's like you're saying that if we can play to our strengths, especially to begin with,
Yes.
that gives us the confidence or grows those seeds of confidence.
Yeah.
And then that, like that flow-on effect, that we start to feel more confident in doing other things or developing new skills or improving on different areas of our lives.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, life throws up challenges all the time, doesn't it? I mean, I've met adults recently who, you know, or women who were going to be doing a new training that they were asked to do for their work. And, you know, immediately there's a sort of sense of overwhelm. Oh my God, look at all of this stuff I've got to try and do.
Yeah.
So there, I suggest just break it down into small chunks. You know, there's that old adage of how do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time. I mean, not that anybody's going to eat an elephant, I hope, but you get what I mean.
Yes, absolutely. So my final question is, can you share maybe a personal experience where perhaps your confidence levels have plummeted and you've needed to be able to, you know, grow again or water those seeds of confidence or get your confidence back up, and what helped you do that?
Well, I was thinking about this because, of course, you sent me these questions, and I thought, I think that the worst period of low confidence of my life was actually when I was starting out in motherhood. When I was pregnant, as I was coming close to full term, I was thinking, am I going to be able to handle this? Because I don't actually really even like children. So I don't know about babies. I mean, clearly I did it 3 times. So I got over that. The process of learning to be a mother, the process of learning to manage another being, for me, was filled with terror. And I was fortunate that, you know, I read countless baby books, as one does. My mother-in-law actually was no help because she had warned me, I'm not going to come and be your babysitter or anything. So it was up to me to find other people who could help me. And I think it was meeting other mums in the area and talking to them about, you know, gosh, this has happened, what do I do, sort of thing, and finding out step by step how to handle the process of nurturing my child and surviving it myself, you know, and becoming really confident at being a mum was one of the things that I found really, really challenging in my life. So finding somebody who is, as it were, ahead of you in the game. And so somebody who's been there, done that, can sort of give you some tips along the way, because that's what I found most helpful of the mothers groups that I connected with. And also sort of, I guess, being okay with it not being perfect. That was a big lesson. That was a huge lesson, you know, because often things were very much less than perfect. And if it was often a day, you know, when I didn't even get out of my pajamas, you know, I was slopping around in my dressing gown all day. So I learned to be okay with that and just be, you know that I was on the journey to be a great mum, which I think I am now.
I'm sure you are. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Nico. So just using a support network really helped you, having other people speak into your life, bring that wisdom, bring that tips, and giving yourself permission to know that you're growing and developing in confidence in being a mum, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And I love that.
That permission was just, once I realized that it was available, I thought, oh wow, that's that's perfect.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
actually not being perfect was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. And that's where, you know, even people like yourself come in as a mentor and a coach, and that you can cheer on other people and,
definitely.
you know, help them to grow in confidence in the areas that they want to grow in as well.
Yes, yeah, definitely. We all need a cheer squad, Sonia.
We do, absolutely. Me included, big time.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, well, that just finishes our little chat today. But thank you so much for being my number 2 guest.
Welcome.
And I hope that helps people that might be watching or listening in be able to grow your seeds of confidence. And I'll see you next time. If you have any ideas for topics, please send me an email or comment below at sonia@sccounselingservices.com, and I'll see you next time.